Every system runs on code. Your phone, your laptop, even your coffee machine. And when that code is outdated, things glitch, freeze, or stop altogether. And here is the part no one tells you, that we, as humans, glitch too. Because if our devices need an upgrade to function, what about ourselves? While we live in a world obsessed with systems, algorithm decides what we see, what we believe, and how we think. We're constantly optimizing, automating, and upgrading our devices that we have forgotten to upgrade that system that matters the most, ourselves. Because there is an algorithm inside us too, but it's not coded in binary, it's coded in emotions, coded by fear, expectations, and belief system. Now, the truth is that many of us have been running the same emotional script for years, silently, automatically, without even realizing it, shaping the way how you speak, how you lead, and how you show up to the world around you. And most of us have never stopped and questioned it, yet it exists. And I call it the silent algorithm. It's not a bug, it's not a virus, it's not a glitch, and it's not artificial, I promise. It's a human running the show in the background. The guilt that you carry, the pressure to prove yourself to the world around you, and the fear of not being enough. And that's the silent code. But the good news is that once you spot it, you can pause, inspect it, reprogram it, and start to lead from a space that is not wired by fear and expectation, but by choice and from authenticity, because the future doesn't belong to those who hustle the hardest, but to those who understand their code. So now what? We're gonna make the invisible visible, and it all starts with these three silent truths. Three silent truths no one tells you. Silent truth number one, you're not burned out from doing too much. You're burned out from pretending. Most leaders don't crash because of workload, they crash because of emotional overload, the constant pressure to stay strong, certain, and focused. We smile when we're not feeling okay. We silence doubt. And we lead while hiding the very part of us that makes us human. And here is the hardest part, that many organizations reward this kind of leadership, the always on and the always best version of yourself. But what about the cost? The cost is real, because deep down you feel it. Because when we lead from performance, we disconnect from presence, and presence is what moves people. Yes, people don't like to follow perfection, by the way. They like to follow authenticity, something that is real. And authenticity begins the moment you choose who you want to be. Silent truth number two, success is not about how far you climb, but it's how deeply you connect. While we're taught to chase the mountaintop, promotions, titles, and the next big win. But no one tells you that the top means nothing if you are alone at the summit. Because real leadership is not built in isolation. It's built in presence, in trust, and in that quiet sense of you matter. Yes, when you drop your armor, people lean in, conversation deepen, and suddenly your connections become your greatest influence. So don't just count the number of steps that you have climbed, but also count the number of lives you've connected with along the way, because influence is not built by standing taller, but by standing closer, and that's the difference. Silent truth number three, and that's a big one, and an interesting one, at least from my point of view. That the danger is not that AI is becoming a human, it's that humans are becoming algorithmic. We scroll like machines, we optimize, we perform, we produce until we forget how to feel. In a world racing to embrace and dehumanize artificial intelligence, I guess that the real risk is that we are dehumanizing ourselves. Well, when we follow every trend, every metric, every algorithm, we become what we fear, automated. Yes, we lose our ability to feel, to pause, to reflect, and to choose. So if we want to stay human, in an AI world, then we need to stop living, speaking, and acting like machines. So what now? After all the efforts to keep it all together, all the smiling we didn't mean, and all the days we spent on a default setting, if the real danger that we're becoming algorithmic, then the real rebellion is to remember how to be human. Not faster, not sharper, just truer. And this is where the shift begins. When burnout turns into presence, when isolation gives way to connections, and when autopilot finally becomes your choice. That's not AI, artificial intelligence, that's HI, human intelligence. Because the future doesn't just belong to AI, but also it belongs to those who remember how to feel, how to pause, how to lead from the inside out, not with updates, but with awareness. And that's how we don't just survive algorithm, but also we can outgrow it. Thank you.